Hey, what's up? So, I mentioned some time ago that I was having some issues with shipping companies. Um, Towards the end of last year, FedEx and UPS both raised their prices, and that made some of my suppliers raise their prices as well. I have since had more issues with them, and this is a video about UPS. Hey, what's up? This is Damien from Angel Wolf Studios. So I've been putting this off, not willingly, but more because more information keeps coming out. As you guys all know, if you follow me on Facebook, then you know that I've been having issues with shipping companies such as FedEx and UPS for one reason or the other. This particular video is going to be about UPS. So after I was disappointed um, with shipping a package with FedEx, I switched over to UPS. And looking back right now, it's been just one hassle after the other. UPS does take good care of the packages. That's hands down. Basically, whenever the truck showed up, truck came, you know, he even let me watch to make sure everything was secure. He said, yeah, everything, by the time it gets to where it needs to go, it's going to change hands a couple of times. It might not be handled as well as he is handling it, but it should get everything should get there on time and the way and intact. So that's fine. So when you ship something with UPS, okay, change that. When you ship something with UPS freight, then you you have to fill out this thing called a bill of lading. If you call in to set up an appointment for the pickup, they give you a confirmation code onto to what um, price you should be paying, and then you put that on the bill of lading. They pick it up, sign everything. I was told by the first rep that it's good that I was going to start using their services now. This being, sometime in um, January, February, that I will be getting a large discount for shipping for the first time. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's awesome. I like that. So she gives me, confirmation. She tallies everything up. And then she says, well, once the package is picked up, call back in and um, and make the payment for the shipment. So I did that. Lady, I get on the phone, and I can't remember her name, unfortunately. Which, word of advice when you're talking to any company, make sure you're getting the name of the person you spoke to. You don't exactly have to have their employee number, but at least as long as you have their name and what time you talk to them, that should be enough. So, okay, so continuing on. So I don't remember this woman's name. So I go to pay, and she says, "Oh wait, there's something wrong with the price." And I was like, "Okay, what do you mean there's something wrong with the price?" She says, "It's too low." It's like, okay, what do you mean by it's too low? So she says, well, it's below our minimum. I was like, okay, fine, I'll pay the minimum, whatever the minimum is. She said, oh, no, 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 we can't do that. We can't do that. Um, and she, recalculates everything. And from one price to the other, it's a good $50 difference. Okay, I might be exaggerating, but it was a large difference. So I ask, when I get a quote for a price, why am I not um, paying that price? I was promised that I would have to pay this price. This is what the confirmation number is for, to put on the bill of lading. So what's going on? Okay, so it turns out that not only do you have like a certain minimum to pay, but you also have certain fees that go out onto that. But at the time, she didn't tell me what the fees were. She just said, it's going to be this price, pay that, it'll be fine. So I pay it, whatever. So, the next package I have to send out, I think, was a smaller package, so I didn't have to deal with the freight people. I was also told at this time that if I get a freight account, that I can get some discounts as well. So it's like, okay, sign me up for that. Oh, we'll have somebody call you. Don't worry about it. Okay, so time passes. I got a call from the freight department, and the guy tells me, "Oh, well, this is after explaining to him my business model and the price range of the items that are shipped and how often I ship. I guess these are basic questions that they're going to ask. So he tells me, "Oh, well, I got to get you to somebody else because I only handle larger accounts that ship like a truckload of stuff." I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely in the wrong place. So a little bit later, day or two, maybe 3 days, woman calls and she says that after asking all of these different questions, she says, I'm not sure if we deal with companies like yours, but you'll hear from us. Okay, so I'm not sure now at this point if I have a freight account or if I don't. So, um, now comes time to send off my next package. This was the package. After sending this package, this is when I put my foot down, kind of, sort of, and said, okay, after this, only 300 miles from where I am. That's it. Forget it. I'm not dealing with the BS anymore. So I send the package, right? Get everything set up, and I asked the person, "Do I have a freight account?" He's like, "Well, what is the account number?" Like, I'm not sure. I was told that I might have a freight account. That I haven't gotten an email about it yet, but I'm figuring that I have one. Well, yeah, there is an account number here in my system. Oh, cool. What's that? What's that account number? I can't give it to you. What do you mean you can't give me the account number to my account? It's definitely information that I need. I verified who I am, so why can't I get this information? It's against our policy to give out the account number to anyone. All right. So we go about working out how much it's going to cost. It winds up being about a similar price to the last package that I sent. So I'm a little concerned. And something told me when I call, I'm going to have the same problem as I did last time, where I call in and the next person's going to tell me, oh no, this price is wrong. You have to pay this much. So I go ahead and do it. Right? Package gets picked up because it's more important to me to get this package to my customer than anything else. I call back. And lo and behold, it's a different price. This is not a smile of happiness at this point. The first person I talk to gets like this major attitude with me. He starts talking about policy this and policy that and you need to read this and you need to read that. It's like, well, you work for the company. So point out the place in the 800-page policy where it gives me the information that you're telling me about. Okay. Now, this is about like extra fees that are going on to the cost of the shipment. Reason why I can't pay the same price that I paid, which I was already prepared that I wasn't going to be paying that amount. So he says then to me, "What, do you want me to read the Bible for you too?" I'm like, "Oh hell no! I want your supervisor, manager. I don't care who you get me because right now, no." So I get this young man on the phone. He calmly explains everything to me. He tells me the reasons why that they're saying it's more, the reason why, like he's like breaking down each cost for me. So, for them to come pick up a package from me, it costs me extra. For them to drop the package off to you, costs extra. Here's the one thing that I didn't think was ever going to be an up price, but ordering something that helps the driver deliver a package or pick up a package on both sides costs extra. So I'm like, okay, we'll simplify this. This is what I want. This is what I want done. Then I ask about the freight account that I was told previously that I have and that there's an account number for. He says, and this is a supervisor, mind you, says to me, "Oh no, we don't do freight accounts with, um, we don't do freight accounts with people that work out of home. If you have a storefront, yeah, we can give you one then. But we can't do it if you're working out of your home." I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll figure out a way around that. So then I was like, okay, so let me just go ahead and pay what I owe. I want this experience done and over with. So after all the tallying and everything, we figure out how much it's going to be. So now it's over what the customer had paid for shipping. They wanted to do that as a cost on delivery to my customer. I was like, no, 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 no. You don't. We don't do that. I'll take over the cost. Just we're just gonna have to change some things in the future. So then I make sure while I'm talking to this person. Now again, I forgot his name. I forgot to get his name. But while I'm talking to this person, I ask, will I be getting any extra costs after I make this payment? No, sir. No way. No, no. So I'm okay. So I'm thinking everything's fine. We're back on a positive note. I have more information, information that I should have had, way back when. But that's besides the point. Um, so I'm thinking everything's fine. Remember, I thought not too long after the package has been delivered. I would say maybe about a week and a half. I get a letter in the mail from UPS. It's like, oh, maybe they've decided to give me a freight account anyway, and this is the information. Why didn't they send me an email? The things that I'm trying to think to myself, or thinking to myself, and then I open the letter. They wanted me to pay an extra $900 approximately. So I call and I'm like, so what's going on here? I immediately ask for a supervisor. The guy tries to help me anyway. So he's like some Middle Eastern, maybe Asian person trying to speak to me as if he's from Texas. Very horrible accent. Probably about how I would sound if I tried to do his natural accent. So I was like, okay, let me talk to a supervisor. So I talked to the supervisor, and I told him, it's like, look, if I knew that the package that I sent off was going to be this price already before I shipped it, I wouldn't have shipped it. I would have found some way to make the table smaller or detachable or something to put it into a smaller package so I can send it a different way. But I would not have sent it for that exuberant amount of money. And he's like, okay, I understand what you're saying. And I was like, and I asked the person on the phone that I was talking to. He said he was a supervisor. I asked him, and I asked him clearly, and your calls should be recorded. And he said, yes, they are. And I clearly asked the guy if I was going to get any more charges after this. He says no. So I tell him, I said, either that person who lied to me should be paying this extra charge, or you need to honor the fact that I was told that I'm not going to have to pay anything else. So he says, no problem, we'll take care of it. Now, always remember when you're calling any of these larger companies, especially if they have some type of call center, when you call in, the call is being recorded for training purposes. So if somebody messes up, they can be trained on exactly what they messed up on. He gave me a confirmation number that I wrote down and said the charges will be cleared in about 10 days. You won't have to pay anything. I'm happy again, but I feel that I'm happy for not happy for the wrong reason, but that my happiness was not going to last very long. So about a week later, I'm working on a table that's getting picked up, and I'm happy about that because then I don't have to deal with UPS at this point. So I get a call right before I have to go to work because if you remember, I do have a full time job. So right before I go to work, somebody's like, "Well, can I speak to?" I can't remember exactly what she said, but she wanted to speak to a certain person that handles the billing stuff in Angel Wolf Studios. So so I was like, okay, that's me. I don't have a special department. It's just me in this company. She's like, okay, well, we have an outstanding bill for so much money that you need to pay. I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not paying that. Well, sir, you have to pay it. It says it right here that you have to pay it. And it's like, well, this confirmation number, and I gave her the confirmation number, says that I do not have to pay. She was silent, and then she said, okay, have a good day. So now I learned my lesson. I'm not getting happy anymore after talking to UPS. Because I just knew there was going to be more. I've had the 300-mile thing going on for a little while. I had somebody ask, I live there and there. How much would it be to send me one of your tables? So this puts a smile on my face because so far, all of you who have purchased a table, you guys have been so amazing that you're willing to pay more to have one of my tables that you're in love with sent to you. And I love you for it. And I'm like, okay, so I have to do this research all over again. Because, yes, they did raise their prices in December, I believe. November, December, somewhere around there. And maybe it's worth going a little bit deeper and figuring out what's going on. Okay, so I'm going through their website and I see a few things. Write them down. Keep going. Write a few more things down. I was like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to call UPS, thinking to myself, this might be the biggest mistake I make. Okay? I talked to a woman. I have her name written down just in case. And we go over each and every little charge. This is going to cost this is going to cost that. It's going to come from this zip code to that zip code, or this zip code to that zip code. This is going to cost this much, it's going to cost that much. said, okay, so now with all of this information that you've given me, I thank you for that. But now I have something else to ask you. And I said, okay, what about this information that I got from your website? Because this information seems to be a lot different than the information you're giving me right now. And she asked me a few questions. Did you enter this? Did you enter that? Did you enter this? Did you enter that? Well, yes, I did enter all that stuff because that's the way I would want to ship my packages. I just did everything the same way I gave you the information. So she says, okay, yeah, those prices are correct. And I'm like, what do you mean those prices are correct? Oh, did you not notice? Or did you not, does it not say? If you use the website, everything's cheaper. So now through this entire conversation I'm having with this person, I'm saying, can you repeat that? Or can you repeat that? Or I'm changing the question just a little bit so that she can see if I can get her to trip up and give me some different information on top of, with the same question, pretty much. She was on it. On it. Every question, she kept giving me the same exact information, whatever. Okay. So then I asked the question. If I do everything online, will I have to pay anything extra once I ship the package? No hesitation whatsoever in this person's voice. She was confident in all of her answers, and she said, no. I'm doing this, and then she goes, but. I'm like, oh, hell. Under these particular circumstances, if this happens, then you will get a letter in the mail asking you to pay more. And I asked this woman, and I'm sure she was annoyed by all my questioning, because it almost seemed like she knew exactly what was going on as far as me asking the questions the way I did. If I were to go talk to somebody else, would they give me this same information? Her answer was, I don't know about that, but I know my information is right. I am happier, and I went ahead and took on that customer, and I should be shipping their package soon, and it will be going to Texas, which is almost 1,000 miles from where I am, if not more. And this person's going to be happy that they have their table, and I am crossing my fingers that this will mean I can open up my shipping radius to include, I've done the research, half the country. Just about half the country. I'm going to say, right now, right here in this video, the shipping radius is now open to approximately 1,000 miles from my location. If you are concerned about where you are in relationship to where I am, and you are wondering about the if I'm able to ship for the $300 that's being listed, contact me. Contact me. I'll do the research. I'll find out if that's the case or not, and we'll work something out. I don't know if this is the end of the story, but if you did enjoy this story, please give this video a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And remember, whenever you're dealing with large companies, always ask those important questions while you're on the phone because they're recording it. And notate who you're speaking to. All right, I'll see you in the next video.